I'm in love! I'm in love! Yippee! Is he new? I do my own stuff! Are you ready to begin the first ever Tom Cruise Cruising Altitude podcast?
Yes.
The official Tom Cruise cast?
Yep,
Because
I'm
we are
ready.
both the #1 fans of Tom Cruise.
Yes, of course.
We run the fan club. Worldwide fan club we run.
It has like thousands of likes on Facebook.
Millions.
Millions, my bad.
So everybody, welcome to the official inaugural? Is that the right word?
Yeah, like it's like the first one.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
The first inaugural Tom Cruise. I keep saying Tom Cruise before I say the rest of the podcast. The first ever Cruising Altitude podcast. I'm not going to edit any of this. So, I am Blake, as I'm sure most of you know, and who is this sitting right next to me?
Well, my name is Saul, and I am a huge Tom Cruise fan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you co-run the Tom Cruise fan club with me, so you must be pretty big.
Okay.
So, Tom Cruise, what movies of his have you watched? Can you think of any?
Every single one. My favorite is is it called Endless Love?
What?
Endless Love?
Oh, the one that we're talking about?
Yeah.
Is that the only movie you've watched?
No. I've seen a lot of them.
Yeah? Name 3. Really? No big franchises you can think of? Starts with the word mission?
Mission Impossible?
Hey, that's a good one. You can just list off the first 3 Mission Impossibles.
Yes, Mission Impossibles 1 through 3. They're classics. Classic cruise movies.
His hair in the second one's amazing.
Really?
I think so. I've never seen any of the Mission Impossibles except for the most recent one, Fallout. I thought it was okay. Everybody was raving about it. I thought it was okay. But we're not here to talk about Mission Impossibles, at least not yet. We're here to talk about the first ever film Tom Cruise was ever in, Endless Love, from 1981. And before we get into that, let me read you some Tom Cruise fun facts. I got 4 of them here.
Oh, nice.
His real name is Thomas Cruise Mapother the Fourth.
Oh, the 4th.
It's his last name is spelled Mapother. Mapother? Mapother?
That sounds about right.
Mapother? I see why he
Why
chose to
change
cut
it?
it off. He was born on July 3rd, 1962, in Louisville, Kentucky. He's a Kentuckian. Kentuckite?
Wonder if he loves KFC.
Maybe. He probably gets stuck in his teeth. We're in no way affiliated with Tom Cruise or Scientology before we get into this, so please don't sue us. Try not to say anything bad about how terrible Scientology is, or else they'll fucking kill us.
I'll try my hardest.
Don't say about how they abuse the people and lock them up in rooms and shit. Don't say any of that.
They don't do that.
No, they don't. Speaking of Scientology, his first wife introduced him to it in 1990. He says that Scientology helped him with dyslexia.
Nice.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's
I wonder.
good.
Yeah. He has a biracial son. And he does his own stunts.
Nice.
Those are my fun facts. And I'm going to try and do at least 4 of those each episode. So I feel like I'm going to run out eventually. All right. You ready for some Endless Love fun facts?
I am.
Oh, man. So, here's the synopsis or the little read about I found on IMDb. A high school student's love for... Let me retry that. A high school student's love for a 15-year-old girl is thwarted by parental disapproval, circumstance, and accident. And boy, howdy, was it not an accident.
No, it was...
He did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Martin Hewitt is David. Brooke Shields is Jade.
You and Jade have pushed this too far.
I don't want him in this house!
He's in love with that girl.
If that kid comes near me, or anybody in my family ever again, I'll tell him!
Brooke Shields. Martin Hewitt. Endless Love.
It was directed by Franco Zeffirelli, who is still alive.
Has he made more movies?
I'm sure he has. I don't fucking know. It stars Brooke Shields, Martin Hewitt, James Spader. Did you recognize him? He played Keith, the brother.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that guy was an asshole. For, like, no reason.
Richard Kiley of Jurassic Park and Howard the Duck fame.
Yeah.
Remember when he was the voice inside the cars in Jurassic Park?
Oh, that was him?
I got the voice of Richard Kiley, spared no expense.
Okay.
And Tom Cruise.
Of course.
The first ever movie Tom Cruise was ever been in. And it was, how long do you think his scene was?
Like, okay,
less than 5 minutes?
I think in total, like, his screen time was, like, 4 minutes.
It was
he added, like, a lot to the plot with
he
just
did.
that little time.
He did.
Congrats to him.
Yeah, in that bit role, which is what it's called.
Oh,
which
okay.
is a, like, low, like, extra, basically, who interacts with the, like, main characters.
Okay.
He was 19, I think. Did you know that it was based off a novel?
Oh.
By Scott Spencer?
Mm.
Apparently, I was looking it up. Nowhere near the movie. Or the movie is nowhere near the novel. People were hating on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, like, okay, so, like, the first half of the movie, glacial speed and, like, plot movement. Like, nothing was happening. And I was like, okay, so is it just gonna be, like, the honeymoon phase the entire movie?
It's
and
like
then our
puppy
boy
love.
gives him the greatest idea ever. And that, like, boom.
Oh,
the
man.
plot
Tom
just
Cruise.
rushed.
If Tom Cruise wasn't in this movie, there would have been no movie.
No.
Which speaks legends about Tom Cruise and what he does in this film.
Exactly.
Let's see. The song Endless Love, which was played multiple times throughout the film.
There was, like, different versions of it, too. They were really
was,
milking it.
It was #1 in America, Canada, and South Africa.
That's that's a random one.
Okay, so, this is the tagline that was on the poster. Tell me what you think about this. She is 15. He is 17. The love every parent fears.
Well, that last part is right.
That's true.
Yeah, I think they, like, randomly bring it up when, like, the dad's getting mad.
They didn't really bring up the age.
No,
much.
they didn't bring up his age, but they brought up hers.
Uh-huh.
They're like, she's 15.
I thought he was like 30.
Yeah, he looks like it.
He does. But you want to know a fun fact about that?
Sure.
He was 23.
Like the actor? Or...
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Martin
okay.
Hewitt was 23. Brooke Shields was 16.
Oh, jeez.
Tom Cruise was 19. And James Spader was 21.
Oh, jeez. I feel like if they had switched the roles of, like, I forgot his name, the lead dude.
David Axelrod.
That sounds like a porn name.
It does.
Axelrod.
Do you know what Brooke Shields' character's name is?
It was like
Jade Butterfield.
Butterfield.
What are these fucking names?
Yeah, that's 80s name.
It had a $16 million budget and got $32 million in the box office.
What did they spend it on it?
The fire.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't... What? Yeah, I guess Richard Kiley's check.
The payment for, like, whoever's house they burnt.
Yeah, because they burnt an actual house.
Yeah.
Here's some fun facts about Endless Love. During the lovemaking scene, director Franco Zeffirelli squeezed Brooke Shields' big toe off camera to provoke a reaction that would look like an orgasm.
Oh my god.
I don't know how true that is. I found it on IMDb. So it could go one of either ways. I'm going to choose to believe it.
I believe it. That scene was so, like, awkward.
I really hope they used the body double because
yeah.
they showed a naked body, and I don't want to go to jail.
Yeah, same.
I'm going to turn this fan off real quick.
Okay.
All right, there we go. I'm not going to edit that out.
Yeah, that whole, like, leading up to it, too, like, obviously, everyone knows what was going to happen.
How early did it happen in the film? It was like the first
that was like,
10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
They really wanted to get to that underage fucking.
Yeah, they definitely did. And, like, so they kiss goodnight, and then they're, like, pretending.
I think we should
hold
off until we get to the story.
Sure.
We don't want to give away too much, Saul. Come on. Terry Shields, this is a good one. Mm-hmm. Terry Shields, mother of Brooke Shields, was very protective of her daughter, always keeping near.
So that was her actual mom?
No, her mom played a nurse, I think.
Oh, okay.
But she stayed around on set, making sure nothing was happening, watching the director squeeze her daughter's toes.
It's like, hey, was that in the script?
Let's see. Tom Hanks was one of the many contestants. Contestants? That's not the right word. They had an American Gladiator style match to see who would win the role of David Axelrod. But Tom Hanks auditioned for the role. Imagine this movie with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
What do you think it would have been better?
How old would he have been?
Let me look it up. Let's see. Tom Hanks. All right. Quick math. 1981 minus 1956. He would have been about 24.
That's even older, or like around the same age as the.
That's
the
2
main
years
dude.
older than Martin Hewitt.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it would have been a different movie if he would have been there.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't have been as like creepy and dark.
Yeah, that like I'm sure he's a nice guy, but that dude like he looked like a psychopath sometimes.
He was way too good at his role.
Yeah. Especially those scenes in the what's it called, like the insane asylum, basically.
Oh yeah, when he's fucking yelling at people and shit.
He beat up that random
He did.
guy.
He just beats up some guy.
Poor dude. He was just like standing there.
He's like, "What do you want, Larry?" Just screaming at him.
Yeah, poor dude.
Let's see. The film was noted for having one of the most spectacular one-man stunts when Hugh Butterfield, the Brooke Shields' dad, when he runs into the street and gets hit by a car.
Oh wow.
The stuntman did a high-end over-end flip mid-air.
Oh jeez.
Mid-air.
Nice.
Do you know how spectacular that was?
Very?
Very.
Very, okay.
And I think that's it for the fun facts. So, we can get right into the movie discussion.
Okay. Do you want to like rate it first, or?
We can do it at the end. I think I have a special rating system
Okay.
in mind already. All right, so the film opens up 1980, 1981, right into the action. How does it open up? It's like David Axelrod getting ready for a date at Jade's house.
Yeah.
And his racist grandmother disses him. And she's like, I thought Halloween was in October, when she sees him in his like what is he wearing, like a blazer or sport coat and jeans?
Yeah. It's a very
And she
80s
also
look.
thinks that Jade is a Chinese person.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you hear that?
Yeah. Just because of Jade.
Yeah, because her name's Jade. So, I wonder if they could hear my dog snoring or sighing. All right, let's see. So he just like gets ready for the date basically, and then rides his bike over to their house. Jade is dressed like a cult member when he arrives. Do you remember that? She's wearing like a weird, like white
dress,
poncho dress thing.
Yeah,
She looks like she should be out in the backyard, like fluttering around in a
that
bushel
whole party
of flowers.
Was really like it reminds
The
me
weird
of
dinner
those...
party where they're like setting up like the forks and shit.
Oh yeah,
and
that too.
He's like, the dad's like, I'm trying to teach the boys class, and they're talking in weird voices.
And I think they all drink too.
Yeah, they do.
Even though she's
because
like,
they're the cool family.
Yeah. I forgot. There's like a name for like the type of people they were, because like
I looked it up on Wikipedia and it was like their bohemian lifestyle is very like the community hates them because they're different.
Yeah, and it didn't really show that because like everyone visited them and no one really like badmouthed them except for
not to their faces.
Yeah. I guess except for David's parents, they were like
they were
like,
a bunch of prudes anyway. Who cares?
They were like opposite spectrums.
They're political activists apparently. I don't know. Did you get political activists from the like 10 minutes they appeared in the film?
No, I thought they were all lawyers.
I had to read the Wikipedia article to learn that.
Yeah, I went in blind, so I was.
Me too. Yeah. I had no idea what this film was about. Let's see. I thought Martin Hewitt looks like Eric Bana. Do you know who that is? He played the Hulk in the 2003 Ang Lee version.
And he was in this movie too?
Look, right there.
Oh.
Or Ralph Seppi, who is a movie reviewer on YouTube. Here, I'll show you the photo I have of the screenshot, and tell me if these don't look alike. I'll put this up in the video. So here's Martin Hewitt, and there's Ralph Seppi. Ralph Seppy.
Yeah, I see
Do they
it.
not look alike?
They do.
What did you think of the intro and everything when he gets to the house? What did you think of the family?
It was
I thought they were vampires.
yeah, I thought they were like in a cult. Cuz they're like partying and then like she randomly starts singing, which is not her singing, like you could tell.
Who starts? I don't.
What didn't she sing the
Jade?
Jade.
No.
Was it which is
I don't think so.
it wasn't Jade. It was like some random girl.
It was like the people that they invited over for the
Yeah.
Wait, okay.
Oh, right.
So the dinner party that they have together and the party, those are two completely separate times, right?
I'm pretty sure.
The timeline was kind of weird.
Starts with the dinner, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like the party. But I don't know if that's the same night. I forget.
I feel like it's not. I feel
I don't
like
think
it
so.
might be like a day later.
Yeah.
Did you notice that they turn off the lights to eat dinner?
I did not
I thought they were going to do like a seance, like all grab hands, resurrect grandma for dinner. But I did think they were vampires. I was really hoping to take like a twist and they'd be like a vampire brood because like the fucking mom, Anne, whatever, she refers to David as his find, his referring to Keith, because I guess Keith like always brings people over.
Oh yeah. He acted really like chummy with him until everyone found out that he and Jade were like
fucking.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if you were.
It has one of my favorite lines in this film, which comes later after they've been dating a little longer. I'll tell it to you later.
I think I know which one it is.
So let's see. Okay, so they have the dinner party and nothing really happens.
No,
much.
it was just like.
Is that when they? That's not when they have sex.
No, it was like
that's after the party.
Yeah.
Okay, so then like the next day maybe. What? They don't say what day this is, do they? Or like when this is.
It's probably like a school day because
they're still in high school.
Yeah.
I assume it's. I'm gonna say it's on a Wednesday.
Let's just say it felt like a Wednesday.
They're partying on a Wednesday.
that's their lifestyle.
So the party consists of, what would you say, about 40, 50 high school students?
Yeah.
And two parents?
Adults. Yeah.
Did you notice the two 40-year-old men that were balding at the party?
I did not notice that.
There's just two. Okay, so one of them, he has a big beard and he's like balding on top and has a comb over.
Oh, jeez.
And he's just lounging around these high school girls. He looks older than Jade's father. Like, who are these guys?
Maybe they couldn't find like enough young extras. So it's like, can you pretend you're like 18?
He at least put a wig on.
Shave.
Because they were both bald.
I didn't notice them.
But yeah, they're just partying with the cool parents. Like, hey, at least you're not doing it out in the streets, right? Like that kind of shit.
Yeah, where it's like, as long as you drink in the house,
Yeah.
it's fine. Here's some vodka.
Here's some cigarettes to help it go down. So they have a sweet party. I thought the husband kissed a girl at first, but he just kisses the wife.
Oh yeah.
I was like, is he kissing a student?
And I thought, like, Jade gets on like her dad's lap. Which is,
That
like,
was weird. I was like,
yeah.
what is going on
I
with their
was like,
relationship?
Yeah, it was very like.
It was odd.
It was creepy.
It seemed incestuous almost.
Yeah, it did. Cause like, and then I think like they kissed, but not like. I don't.
Yeah, they
remember.
kissed on like the cheek, I think.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is getting weird.
Okay, so during the before the party, some band shows up.
Yeah.
And Screech from Saved by the Bell's in it, or at least someone who looks like him. But yeah, oh yeah, here's my note about father-daughter relationship weird.
I think I wrote something like that too.
But this band just shows up and starts playing fucking, like, they set up the drums and everything in like the living room, and everybody gathers.
Right?
Yeah, they play Endless Love by Lionel Richie. And that goes for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, because like
they play like the entire song.
And then it's like the weird scene where she's like looking at like David all like starry-eyed and like slowly walking up like.
And you should mention where David is during this whole party.
Oh, he's like
he's standing alone on the stairs.
Yeah. He looks like he's like staring at everyone like with malicious intent. He looks like a creeper.
He's just alone on the stairs. No one else is there. Everybody else is just like sitting back, relaxing, and he's just like gazing over him.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Jade's like, "Oh, he's perfect."
Yeah.
And she kisses her dad on the cheek and gets up to leave.
Mm-hmm.
What did they do in between that? Did she just go up on the stairs with him and then like it cuts to the party's over?
I think it's like they're just like making out in like some library, and then that's when they get called out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
it's like the father's study or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he's like a doctor.
Yeah, I think
because he has a bunch of pills.
Yeah. He like
maybe he's a veterinarian.
Those are like animal pills. That would explain why he was so mad that she was taking them.
Those are horse relaxants. Oh god.
She takes like 5 of them.
Oh no. So yeah, the party ends and everybody leaves, and like Jade and David are like the last there, and the parents go up to go to bed, and then they do the worst acting they could ever do.
Yeah.
So you see, audience, their plan is to He likes to sigh a lot. You good? I'll take your silence as a yes. So anyways, the parents go up to bed, and Jade and fucking David Axelrod, they're like, oh, hey, we should pretend that I leave and then fuck in front of the fireplace.
That's what you meant. Yeah. They're like, yes, I am going to go now. I have a big test.
See you, Jade. I will kiss you goodnight. Goodbye. And then like moving around like robots. And then he's like stomping his feet, like getting quieter and quieter, and closes the door. So after their shitty acting, their parents they don't even realize that they're doing that.
They're like asleep.
Yeah, they're getting ready for bed. They don't care. They're doing that for nothing. But that feels like something like 15-year-olds would do.
Yeah, just to cover their bases.
He doesn't cover them very well because Jade goes upstairs to like get changed
in lingerie. She's 15.
Hey, they're very progressive. Meanwhile, downstairs in front of the fireplace, David is getting butt-ass naked.
Yeah, he like takes off his shirt and like, okay, I guess he's just like,
yeah, he's just getting ready,
just to get ready. And then like the next shot of him is just in his tidy whities. It like pans out. I'm like, oh, okay.
No, he's in his, let's see, his underwear, socks, and watch.
Oh yeah, he keeps the watch. It's his fetish
because he knows when it's time to pound. Oh god. I was hoping he'd just be laying in front of the fire naked completely.
Just like a crotch shot. Full on funnel.
Just gooch.
I love that word.
It's a fun word.
Yeah.
So he lies down in front of the fire and waits for her to come back. That seems like a bad place to be. In front of the bright fire. Like, what if the parents come down from downstairs?
Yeah.
Because, as we find out, it's very easy to watch someone in front of the fire.
Yeah, that was awkward too. Like, there's so many like almost incest vibes because she comes down, and I was expecting her to like be like
Who, Jade or the mom?
The mom.
Okay, so Jade and David, they start having sex, and then you can continue.
Oh yeah. So like the mom comes down. And I was expecting her to be like so like bewildered. She just like stops them in their tracks and just like yells at them. But no, she kneels down and like watches them.
She like rests her chin on her hands on the banister.
Like, smiles too.
She does.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, how sweet.
Yeah.
And she's like watching David's ass.
Yeah. It shows his butt for like a good.
There's a lot of man ass in this film.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because Brooke Shields was underage.
Oh yeah.
So they're like, shit, we gotta show something.
They showed her like chest though a few times. Though.
I know, that's why I'm hoping it was a body double.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully.
They show her, I think, her boob, and like that's the only thing.
Yeah, I don't think they actually show like at the same time, so maybe it was a body double.
I assume it was a body double.
Hopefully.
My note here is mom watches daughter get taken to Pound Town.
Accurate.
And she just looms over him. And what happens next?
She like
how does that scene end?
She goes back to bed, and then I think she
probably fantasizes about it.
Yeah, cause later on you find out like what she was thinking after. Yeah. God.
Oh, that was such a fucking weird shit.
That whole family just has like almost incest vibes. I don't think
they're
like
very close.
Yeah. I thought that's what the movie was gonna turn into. there's like a Jennifer Lopez movie or I think it's called like The Boy Next Door.
Huh.
And it's like she's like a single mom, just divorced, and then some kid like moves in next door like to watch over his like uncle or something or grandpa, and so they have sex, of course. And then
how old is the boy?
He's in high school, and she's a teacher.
Nice. Oh yeah, nice. Good for him.
And he like hackermans his way into her class and starts like stalking her. But when she like rejects him, it turns into like a thriller horror movie. Where
oh my gosh!
He tries to like kill her husband, and that's what I thought this was gonna turn into.
Me too.
Yeah, because like he like they like kiss on the cheeks and stuff, like David and
yeah,
Jade's
that's
mom.
right. He just like kisses everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he goes like he finds her mom like alone eventually, and he's like they're talking about fucking whatever
books. I think
is that what it was?
Yeah, I think it's like
I was just
poetry or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. He's like flirting with her almost.
Yeah,
and he just pecks her on the cheek.
Yeah,
and leaves.
Like,
But that leads us into David starting to invite himself along everywhere.
Yeah.
What does he do? So like he just starts coming over basically every day.
Yeah.
You never really see him in school. I feel like he's a dropout, or he just ditches.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a senior because like
he is, because they say like
at the start, right?
Yeah.
Where he's like in that.
He's a senior and she's like a freshman or a sophomore.
Sophomore, I think.
Nice.
It's okay. They're still both in high school.
Yeah, they're still underage. It's okay. But yeah, David's just basically being an annoying nuisance.
Yeah.
And that leads them to inviting himself along to, what do? They go duck hunting or something? He and Keith and like, the other brother?
At like a cottage or something?
Yeah, so they go like...
Is that your favorite line?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. It is good. It's funny.
The line after Keith, James Spader, gets angry at David for being a fucking leech is, and I quote, I had to pause it to write it down. Just because you're fucking my sister doesn't make you part of the family.
That was good. He was so shocked too.
I know.
He's like, "What? You all knew?" As if he wasn't over like every day.
I know, just up in their bedroom, fucking door locked, bed creaking. Oh man.
Was that after David's or Jade's dad like sees him?
That was before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because this is the building blocks to that.
Yeah.
I have a note here about all the man ass. Not the last time in a Tom Cruise movie. Oh, that's that. Okay. So much sex scenes.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot. They're sex fiends.
They are. They're actual addicts.
They are. Specifically David, I feel.
Yeah, definitely him.
So it's like a montage of them having sex.
Yeah.
That's like just basically what would you say, like the half-hour point maybe? Like after we've established the relationship, it's just them. Boom, 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 just banging, banging, banging.
And then he starts getting really creepy, where he's like, "Oh, I don't want to stop. I don't want to like leave you ever."
Yeah. He starts getting obsessive.
Yeah, really obsessive.
Do you remember when they're having sex and they're like in the bedroom, her bedroom, I think, and it's like dark?
Yeah.
And I think he comes inside her. I thought it was gonna take a twist.
Oh, where she gets like pregnant.
Yeah, that's what I thought that was.
I was expecting that because like there is no mention of condoms at all, nor pills, nor anything.
No, aside from the horse relaxants.
Yeah, the tranquilizers.
But I did like the scene where Jade is just fucking trapped under him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's just, like, lying with his arms spread out, like, on top of her on the bed. And she's like, David, I want to get up and, like, wash myself.
It's like, I have school in the
Yeah.
morning. It's like 3 a.m. Get out of here.
Oh, that's right, because he's been spending the night there, too.
Mm-hmm.
And he, like, leaves, like, in the morning.
Yeah.
In the early hours of the dawn before anyone else awakens.
Even though the dad sees him later, just, like, go on his bicycle.
Everybody fucking sees him.
Do they live, like, really close?
I don't know. It's never, like, there's no real, like, space, like, spatial.
No, it's just, like, it just shows the school, the outside of his house.
The inside of his house.
Yeah, and then her house.
the mental asylum.
Yeah.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves there. So David is just getting increasingly more and more creepy and obsessive and just never wants to leave her. I agree with Hugh and Keith.
Yeah.
Like, how can you not?
They're not bad guys in this.
No, they're
not really.
David is the villain.
Yeah,
he breaks up a marriage.
And then later, I don't want to spoil it for you guys.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for this movie from 1981.
He fucking burns down a house.
Let's not say where he gets that idea, though.
No, that's a juicy bit.
But yeah, he burns down their house. He ruins their marriage because they get divorced.
Yeah.
He kind of kills a man. He leads to a death.
Yeah. It is.
I won't say it's David's fault. But
He didn't plan on it.
No.
But it happened because of him.
And he sure did not seem like there were a lot of emotions going through his body when he stared at the corpse.
Yeah. He's like, oh, this might hurt my chances with Jade. He's not sad about him dying. I don't think Jade is gonna like this.
Better get out of here.
Yeah, I think he just books it.
He does.
When the ambulance shows up and all that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He hears the sirens. He's like, oh, shit. Oh, God. Let's see. I have here, David is a curly-haired leech / tumor. He's also a psychopath and manipulator.
That's all true.
He manipulates a lot. Like, he goes after the whole family. Like, he's like, hey, Mom, you want to hang out? Hey, Keith, you want to hang out? Hey, younger brother, you want to hang out?
Oh, yeah, I forgot there's, like, another kid.
I looked him up. I can't remember who he is, but he's in other stuff.
Yeah, I don't... Does he even talk? I don't remember him.
I don't think so. He might have had a few lines during the dinner scene.
Yeah.
Like, in the beginning of the film. But, yeah, he's not an important character at all.
No, he's
It's
not.
like, there's David and Jade, Anne, which is Jade's mom, Hugh, her dad,
And
Keith, and then I guess David's parents a little bit, but not that much. It's more family about the Butterfields.
Yeah.
Let's see. So they have sex, and this goes on until one day Hugh walks upstairs and sees David naked in Jade's bedroom.
Yeah.
Dick out, just hanging there. And then Jade walks out of the shower and she's like, hey, Daddy.
He's like, hi. That's when I was expecting him to just, like, rage out on him.
Yeah.
But no, he was like, oh.
He goes downstairs and he's like, oh, God. He's like fuming.
Yeah.
I need some horse tranquilizers.
And then the mom's totally cool with it.
Yeah, she's so fine with it. Because she's living vicariously through them.
Yeah.
Because her marriage isn't doing too good. No. She's like, aw, I want that.
I don't think he was good in bed.
Probably not. He's too busy at his veterinary practice. He loves animals more than her.
Yeah, that would explain why she, like, fantasizes about her daughter and...
Well, more than fantasizes.
Yeah.
You think she stands outside their room while they bang? And, like, puts a glass to the door and
I was about to
listens?
say that. Because, like, their rooms might be, like, on opposite, like...
Their house is really fucking tall.
Yeah, it is.
Like, during the fire scene, like, it pans up and there's, like, 5 floors.
Yeah.
And, like, everybody peers their head down.
It's a big-ass house.
Yeah, well, I mean, veterinarians get paid very well.
Yeah, they are rich, huh?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
You think they could afford...
They were rich.
Before David came into their life.
Crazy
he's
sex
like a locust swarm. He's a plague.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so so Hugh discovers them and he gets fucking pissed off, and Jade, she's not doing well in school. She's falling asleep in class and is she doing bad on grades? I can't remember if they brought that
I think
up.
it's like her grades are slipping and she's like
She's always tired and
asleep
sore.
She randomly bought a wheelchair.
But yeah, things aren't doing too well in that relationship as much as the kids want them to appear.
Yeah.
Kids. Only one of them's a kid.
Yeah.
But Hugh has had the final straw when he sees David's dick. And he forbids them from seeing each other for, I think, a month? It's like 30 days until school's over. So, What would that be like? When's school usually over? Like May, I
Yeah,
guess.
I think so, like May. So it's so now we have a time frame. So it's like probably what's the month before May?
January, February, March, April.
I always do that. I always start with January. It's like
So this is like sometime in April, maybe.
yeah, which like 4 weeks, I guess. It's not that long.
It's really not that long. It's not that bad at all.
But David acts like it's like an eternity.
It's the worst fucking
He
thing
shoots
ever.
himself in the foot because then it actually turns into an eternity.
Yeah, he could have like
He could have
been
just like
fine. Like just fucking stay at your house.
Yeah.
Do whatever you did in 1981.
just like ask for
Watch
a
MTV.
picture of her, and
Yeah.
then just like use
Jack
that.
off.
Just use that for 4 weeks.
Or like I don't know, call her, I guess. But probably I don't know. Didn't he forbid any communication or just them
like not talking at school at all either.
not coming over?
No.
But guess what David does?
He tries.
How long do you think it is in between Hugh putting an end to it to David coming over? I want to say it's the next day.
I think it's like the next day. He's like, can I see Jade, please?
Yeah, he comes over while like Hugh's fixing the car or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Keith's out there.
Yeah,
too.
he tries to talk to Keith, and then he just like
You're like,
walks
hey
away
Keith,
from him.
what's... Yeah, he does. He just gives him the
He's
cold
like,
shoulder.
"Fuck off."
But this also leads to another funny line, which is Hugh yells, "You get the hell out of here!" And David takes a little tiny step back, crosses his arms, and just says, "No."
He's like, I don't wanna.
I want to have sex with your daughter. Because I love her. What happens after he says no?
He like threatens him. Like he tries to go into the house.
That's right. David tries to walk in anyways.
Yeah, and then Hugh just like
I'll
loses
kick your
it.
ass.
Yeah. I thought they were gonna fight.
They should have.
Yeah, and he doesn't. I don't think David knows how to fight.
No. God, no.
He
Does
only
he know
knows how to
do
pick.
anything?
He only knows how to pick on like insane kids.
He knows how to cause pain.
Yeah.
Just not the physical kind.
No, just mental trauma.
And then we get a scene of are they at school? My dog is sniffing around the microphone.
Like when Tom Cruise shows up.
Yeah, so
that's at school.
Tom Cruise finally shows up. They're outside sitting like I guess at like the football field or something.
Mm-hmm.
Does David play sports?
He wears a football jersey, so maybe that's just like his style.
That wasn't very 80s style though, just wearing the jerseys and like the
Yeah.
cutoff shorts as
Yeah.
we see from one very specific cameo.
Yeah.
So, Tom Cruise finally appears at the 50-minute mark. You know how long this film is?
It's like
It's 116 minutes.
yeah, that's why I said like the plot is so like the first half.
The first half could be a movie of its own.
Yeah, it literally could.
But we finally get. Oh no! Wait, we forgot stuff. We forgot that the den mother wants D's D, and we forgot that Keith is apparently pimping out Jade. Because we see David in the library.
Oh, yeah.
And Keith is like walking with some guy and he's like, "Hey Keith, you want me to or you help me get with your sister?" And
Yeah.
Keith's like, "Okay."
He's like, sure.
Which is weird, like
At
and it
first,
sounds like they've done that more than once because the mom says like David is Keith's find.
Oh yeah. Maybe just like Keith just finds potential suitors for his 15-year-old sister.
They're simultaneously very progressive and very old-fashioned.
Yes.
Women have no rights in the Butterfield family. But after that, David is sitting on the football field with his friends,
Acquaintances.
classmates. Let's say it's at PE or something.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Tom Cruise, finally. Who, here's the list. Here's his description, audience. So if you want to just close your eyes and imagine 19-year-old Tom Cruise, he's shirtless, wearing denim short shorts, very sweaty, into arson, and insane.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I was praised for burning down, what was it, like, he set newspapers on fire?
Yeah, he set some newspapers on fire when he was like a little kid, so like like 5 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
Because he's in high school.
Yeah, so when he was like 12.
Yeah, I think it said he was 8, maybe.
Okay.
Which is really bad behavior for an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
But he sets like newspapers on fire, and then he put them out when he got scared, and like his parents were like, "Oh, you're a hero."
Yeah. And he's like, you should totally do that.
Yeah, you should do that, David. And he does
like...
his crazy laugh.
Yeah.
And that's it. Tom Cruise is out of the film.
That was his one scene.
That was his only scene.
Mm-hmm.
Is telling David he should light the house on fire and then be the hero.
Yes. Which, honestly...
Is horrible.
That's all he needed to be in.
It's true.
He advances the plot so much with that just one little scene.
David was so unhinged at this point that the vaguest like idea on how to get Jade back was just like, yes, I'll do that right away. He could have said anything.
Yeah,
he could have been like, oh, just bring her flowers when you see her.
Just kill her dad.
The dad's the problem. But as quickly as he appeared, Tom Cruise was out of our lives again, like fire in the wind. Okay. I'm gonna say that both kids have pretty bad parents, right?
Yeah, because like, I think there's like kind of a parallel, because like Hugh and then David's mom are pretty like on the strict side when it comes to that, but then on the flip side, Jade's mom is like that carefree lifestyle, you know, you can just go have sex with him.
They're both kind of carefree, but
yeah, and then the dad encourages him.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, don't worry about your grades. Go chase after that girl.
Okay, Richard Kiley. Oh shit, what was that? Oh, whoops, something just fell. But yeah, they are not good parents, because David's parents, like, they don't give a shit about him at all. They barely spend time together. They barely talk.
They're so surprised too when it turns out what his son is.
It's because they didn't give him love.
That's the reason.
And Jade's parents gave her too much love.
They gave her too much.
Ooh, that could be taken in a different way.
She is really spoiled though. Like when he talks about like that he can't see David anymore, she's like, oh, but you said I could, and then just like, why don't you let me do this? We're in love.
She says that they're not kids anymore, and they're adults.
She's 15,
and he's 17, going on 30. Oh man. Okay. So yeah, that's a plot line, and they're still apart, and they have another house party. The two bald guys are there again. They always show up for a Butterfield party.
They're just really stressed out teenagers. They're in high school. They just took a lot of like AP classes.
They're taking college classes as well. They're working 2 jobs. So they throw a party, and David he walks through the neighborhood, I assume to go and try and see Jade again. Yeah. But he discovers this party with Blondie playing. That was probably my favorite part of the film, just because of that song, Heart of Glass by Blondie. Once I was in love.
Is it the same band?
And it was a glass. Soon I found out I had a heart of glass. They never show the band for that one, because they don't go inside. Because David doesn't go inside, because they kick him out immediately. But seemingly he just sort of sits across the street in the bushes under a tree, watching their house. Yeah.
He's like full on stalker mode at this point.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he is a stalker to the extreme.
Yeah.
But I wonder how long he was there for, because the party ends.
Oh yeah. It happens like after it ends, right? So
he shows up mid-party and is there until it ends.
Yeah.
Outside across the street.
Like at least 2 hours.
Yeah. I was gonna say like 3 hours maybe. Just sitting out in the bushes.
He doesn't blink at all. He never blinks.
And then he sees like everybody's leaving, and the guy that Keith brought over to like suit Jade, her suitor, he sees him trying to like kiss her or whatever, like, hey baby, like, you want to hang out again sometime, which he somehow hears.
Yeah, he's like, I think he's pretty far away.
He's pretty far away. He has good hearing. He saves all that energy not blinking and puts it into his ears. But yeah, he sees that, and Jade's like, "No, my love craves only for one." And she turns him down, basically. But David still seems upset by that.
Yeah, like, I guess he thought, like, that maybe she
would never, like, have anyone else, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, she didn't look that bummed out. She looked like she wasn't really into that dude, but she didn't look like she was, like, going crazy like he was. He's, like, losing it. She's like, oh, well, it's only a month.
Oh, God. I thought he was gonna commit home invasion.
Yeah, me too. I thought he was gonna, like, kidnap her.
Yep. I thought he was gonna, like, break in and, like, tie up the whole family or something. But he's, like, scoping out the house and, like, walking around it, like, at night, like, after they've gone to bed.
Yeah.
And he gets this great idea from his buddy Tom to commit arson with this pile of newspapers
That
that's
was just randomly there.
Good thing that Tom Cruise also lit newspapers on fire.
Yeah, that was a pretty good parallel. And then there's randomly, like, a can of gas.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
So convenient.
It doesn't. I don't think it was a can of gas because it seemed like he was pouring it from somewhere.
Yeah, he goes, like,
It's like a faucet with gasoline.
Is it?
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah. So, like, he just, like, goes like in front of the house, in front of the staircase, and he just gets a bucket, I think.
Yeah, he fills up a bucket
just
with gasoline.
Gas.
Like, where did he get that? And then he goes back and gets water from, like, the same place.
Oh yeah, when he tries to. He's so. Oh, I love his reaction. 'Cause he's like, he's watching the fire, and then I guess he's gonna go out.
Yeah, he's gonna
pretend,
like walk a block away and then
like,
come back and
oh.
like see the fire.
But he's so surprised when he sees like how much it's
He's like, I didn't realize how long I went.
Yeah, it reminded me of. Have you seen that Pikachu meme?
Oh, the surprise face?
Yeah, it's like that. He's like, I should commit arson. Commits arson.
Who could have seen this coming?
Yeah, he's so surprised.
But yeah, his plan is just like Tom Cruise did when he was 8. He's gonna light a fire. He's gonna walk away and then play the hero.
Yeah, which, even if he had put out the fire, that would have been so suspicious. Like, why did our porch just randomly catch fire, and why were you
Where
here?
Where did these newspapers come from?
Why were you here?
Do you think he went house? Okay, this is what he did between the party. He went house to house and took everybody's newspaper from their driveway and stacked them up on the porch.
And he lit them on fire.
It was a small fire though.
Yeah.
That got very big.
Yeah, I don't know what his plan was there. He should have, like, I don't know. There was no hose too, I guess.
No, it was just that faucet with gas and water. You turn it left for gas and right for water. What kind of weird universe are they in?
They may be like, you know, kind of almost hippie style, but they keep up with the modern times with their technology.
Their newfangled gas water. But so he lights the fire, and he gets. There's a giant fly. Holy shit! Where'd that come from?
Is it a horsefly?
Maybe. Disgusting. But and then he like starts banging on the door like, get out, wake up! I've made a huge mistake. I mean, I'm coming to save you. But he calls for Jade specifically. And he goes to get her specifically.
I think if she had come out first, he would have just took her away.
He would have.
Fuck everyone else.
But he breaks inside their house to save them.
Yes.
Runs to Jade, wakes her up. He's like, we gotta go. And she's like, but my family.
Fuck them.
He's like, we'll get them later. It's fine.
Yeah.
But he gets her outside safely. And then he does a surprisingly somewhat heroic act, which is run back inside and try to like
help Keith and Hugh.
He does. I don't think he's gonna help. I think he's just like, hey, wake up! There's a fire.
Yeah.
I did my part. Jade, let's get out of here.
Gets into a fight with Keith while the house is burning down. Oh yeah, and
Keith fucking punches him and he like falls down the stairs.
He knocks him out cold. I thought he was gonna fucking die there, cause he's out cold, and then Hugh and Keith are just like staring at him.
They argue.
Yeah, they're like. Hugh's like, should I get him? And then Keith is just like, let's just leave him. It's fine. Don't worry.
We gotta get down these 6 stories of our house.
There's no time.
But Hugh does save David from the fire. He like does the fireman's carry like over the shoulder, I think, and like just plops him on the front yard.
Yeah. Then he gets arrested.
Yeah, and then David is convicted for arson. 2nd-degree arson at 17. He's sent. Do they send him to prison? They're like, we're gonna send you to prison for like so and so years, or you can go on probation and go to a mental asylum.
Yeah, I think like they probably just like held him in like a small jail.
Yeah.
Until his hearing, and they're like, okay, so we could.
How long do you think that went for? I wonder if it was like an open and closed case.
They were sure it was obviously him. Yeah. Normally they take months. Like,
no, this was over. This was the next day after the fire.
They're like, dude,
this whole movie takes place in a week.
It could not have been anyone else. It was you.
But yeah, he's convicted for arson and gets 5 years probation at a mental institute. Did you notice when the judge is giving him his like summons or whatever that he smirks?
Really?
Yeah, he has a little smirk on his face when he's talking about how he burned the house down. But Hugh gets pissed when he says that he's gonna be on probation and like in a mental institute. He's like, he should be locked away forever. He's a madman.
Which he's not wrong.
No, he's not. He's correct in every way.
Yeah.
He is not the bad guy. Let's see what happens then.
Then it's just like him in the
mental. I have here One Flew Over the Lovebird's Nest instead of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good one.
That's clever.
But he's in a mental asylum for
I think it's
a
like
while.
2 years.
It's 2 years. He's in there for 2 years.
Honestly, that would drive anyone crazy.
But
like,
he says pretty.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Okay,
Yeah.
I won't say sane.
No, he's never been sane. And like he was unhinged before that, but he handled
it breaks.
it well.
The hinge breaks off.
Yeah. That just becomes his permanent state.
Like the last half of the film, he's just a convicted arsonist living in a mental asylum, hopped up on drugs, writing letters to Jade. I was about to say Jane. Writing letters to Jade that don't get to her because that breaks the fucking what is that called? When you can't go like within 20 feet or whatever of someone. Restraining order.
Restraining order.
So they just like throw him in a bin or something and keep him until he leaves.
And then I think the doctor reads them too. He's like, Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with him? And then he skips out on like therapy too.
Yeah, like why can he do
Why?
that?
Yeah. Why are they allowed to just like not get treated?
And the nurse says like, "Okay, David, this is the 3rd week in the row you've skipped therapy."
Yeah.
The doctor will be pretty mad. And he just leaves. David's like, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm writing a letter to my love. I know she'll get it. She'll write back one time."
Is that the same scene where he like looks in the mirror and he
he
hallucinates?
I thought that was gonna come back more, like, because there's like some guy who's mentally ill and he doesn't think what he sees is reality or something, and to like help him like go through that, a nurse brings him in front of a mirror and he's like, "Look, that's you. You're seeing yourself. This is reality." I thought that was gonna be like David never gets out of the mental asylum.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna
and
be
the rest of the
foreshadowing.
film was just his hallucination.
Of Jade. Yeah.
Because he does see Jade in the mirror looking at him, and doesn't he scream out and everybody looks?
Yeah, he's like, "Jade," and then he like turns around. No one is even. No, I don't think anyone reacts to
it's
him.
a mental asylum.
They're all hopped up on drugs anyways.
like Larry or whatever his name is. Let's see. I thought this film could be recut as a horror film.
Yeah, that would have been good, honestly. Yeah. If it was just like David just like killing Jade's family one by one. It would have been
like Halloween 2. Or I think Halloween 2. Or whichever one is revealed that Jamie Lee Curtis is Michael's sister, and that's why he broke out of the mental asylum. But, oh yeah, there's Sees Jane and Mirror.
Yeah, this could have gone, like, this movie could have been, like, so different. It could have been a lot more interesting.
That's true.
So they could go, like, the killer route.
Or it's all a dream route.
Yeah, psychological. Oh, I think they remade the movie too, right?
They did in 2014.
Yeah, but I don't think they like changed anything.
I don't know.
Maybe it was more like true to the book.
It's got worse reviews than this one.
Wow.
They
They must have tried to like make it bad.
or they tried really hard to make it good and it just wasn't.
Yeah.
But so David spends 2 years of his life in a mental asylum. He's 19, and his mom comes and visits him, and he's like, "You and Dad got a divorce, didn't you? You're not together anymore."
She's like, "What? No.
Yeah, no, never.
We're fine."
It's all
Even
cool.
though we never show up like together. It's kind of obvious.
But is it his mom he's talking about when they're out in the courtyard, and he's like, "You gotta get me out of here! I'm gonna go crazy!"
Yeah, that's when they finally see them. He finally sees them together, and they're talking about like, "Oh, it's okay, like even though we're separated, and we finally told you." I think they were doing it for like his sanity.
Yeah, because they say like after he gets out, spoiler alert, like they wanted him to think he had a home to come to.
Oh, yeah.
That's fucked up.
That's pretty fucked up. That's dark. And then that's when he's
terrible
like,
people.
That's when he beats up that poor dude.
Yeah, cause it's just like some guy who's not there mentally, just like staring at him, kind of. And he's like, "Do you want me to turn out like him?" And then he like starts shaking him, and he's like, "Get the fuck out of here,
And then
Larry!"
he tries to run away and like kicks him down again. It was so funny. I think that scene was trying to make you like sympathetic to David.
Oh, I was
like,
not
it's
sympathetic
like,
at all.
Oh no, poor dude, he's going crazy and hurt. But no, I felt bad for the dude he beat up. Like, poor guy.
Did you sympathize with David at all?
Never.
No, same.
He's crazy.
Oh, he's a horrible human being. The only good person in this film is Jade and maybe Keith.
Yeah, Keith's a prick.
And
but
Hugh.
He was he was just like mostly protective.
Yeah.
I think anyone would be.
What?
If their sister was dating
was dating David Axelrod?
Yeah.
Oh, they could have been Mr. and Mrs. Axelrod.
Jane Axelrod.
Jade.
Jade.
Chinese. Let's see. So he spends 2 years in the asylum or institute, whatever.
Are there any scenes with Jade during that time? I don't think so, huh?
Just the mirror.
Oh, right. That's all you see of her.
Yeah, but that's like young her still. And then he somehow convinces his parents to get him out.
Yeah.
And then he's just out.
That's why I thought they were lawyers, because like,
oh yeah,
like the dad pulls some strings somewhere, like somehow he gets him out.
They break him out. They send him little cakes with nail files in it, and like little spoons.
Yeah, spoons. He just digs his way out. Oh, that would have been cool if they just recreated that
Shawshank
scene.
Redemption.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Wait, did that come out? Yeah, that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was also a book.
Yeah. That would have been cool.
So yeah, David is somehow released, and then there's the time jump. 2-year time jump where everybody looks the same.
Yeah.
Except David has a beard.
They try to make Jade look older by just like putting her in
in high heels and makeup.
Yeah, but she looks the same. She just looks like a 15-year-old dressing up.
I thought she looked like a 16-year-old.
15 and a half.
But yeah, David's let out and he goes home and like gets his belongings, I guess. And then Stred's fuck. Let me try that again. Heads straight for Manhattan. David takes New York.
Even though he's not allowed out of the city, he's doing some illegal shit right out of the gate.
And the reason he goes to Manhattan is because that's where Jade and her family moved after their house burnt down.
How did he find out again?
That's a good question.
Because first he like visits the mom, but I don't remember how he found out where she lived.
How did he know that? Did his parents tell him that they went to Manhattan? I feel like that might be how.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure the dad tells.
Yeah.
Where like they moved, but he's still kind of like, "Do you love her?" But like, it's okay. Just like I loved someone else too.
Yeah, that's right. Because the dad was cheating on the wife.
Yeah.
Richard Kiley, David's father.
Yeah, and then he tells him to let her go, but at the same time he tells him where she went. So it's like mixed signals.
You gotta let her go. She went to Manhattan. She has a new life now.
This is her exact address.
No, he gets that from the mom.
Yeah.
Which so he tracks down the mother, Anne, and goes to see her, and he's like flirting with her, like trying to build her trust.
Yeah, and then in his defense, she comes on to him.
Yeah, she does come on to him, and she's like, I wanted you since I saw you and Jade having sex. I should have done it too.
And then she says that, like, when she went back to bed and then fucked Hugh, but she was thinking
That's
of David.
Right. She was. Oh my,
like,
god.
Oh my god.
And he's barely 19 when she's telling him this.
Yeah, so he was 17 when that was happening. So that technically makes her a pedophile.
Actually, pedophiles are different age range or something. That's a fucking something-ophile.
Actually, the legal age of consent.
A David file. But she comes on to him, and he's like, pushes her off, like, begone, thought.
I only have eyes for Jade.
Uh-huh.
And then she's like, she doesn't know how to take it. She's like,
no, she just like takes off.
Yeah, she's like, I guess you have a point, but I kind of wanted you to smash me, so get out.
Yeah, but before he leaves, he finds a giant book with the word addresses on it.
Yeah, just randomly. There's a lot of, like, convenient stuff.
Mm-hmm. Tom Cruise, the newspapers, a giant book called Addresses, and he, like, opens and almost immediately finds Jade's address.
Yeah, who has that? Like,
yeah, why does she have her daughter's address?
Yeah, like, it would make sense if it was, like, a phone book, and then he, like, calls her.
But I don't think she...
No.
Who is she staying with? Because it's not her dad, it's not her mom.
I think she...
Just Keith, I guess?
I think she might be going to university, because that's where the school is. So maybe it's just like a dorm.
Was she in school?
Yeah, she went to college.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she graduated. She's
only 16.
Yeah.
She was
a smart girl.
Yeah, I was gonna say
without David. Without David's like sex addict ways, she was actually doing well for herself.
Oh, she skipped so many grades.
Yeah.
Once she got her sleep schedule back on track, and
she was off the horse tranquilizers. She's like, oh shit.
We forgot to mention that scene. It's just Jade gets upset at her dad or something, and she's like, I need something to calm down.
Oh yeah.
And like he yells at her. That's still when they had a house though, and they were a happy family. Before David ruined it.
Yeah. She was so like adamant about like taking them too. She's like, no, I need them. It reminded me of that scene in I think it was like Saved by the Bell. Where it's like some girl is...
Oh, she gets addicted to like sleeping pills?
Yeah. She's like, it's okay, I just need one more.
I can stop anytime I want.
Yeah.
I need some horse tranquilizers.
Was that an 80s show too, or like 90s?
Saved by the Bell, that was 80s.
No, okay.
I don't know if it came out in 81 though.
Just teenagers.
Endless Love did Saved by the Bell first. It even had Screech.
Damn. Solved the mystery here.
Oh my god, we did it. Endless Love is the original... I was about to say How I Met Your Mother.
That would have been a good plot.
I was gonna say, can you imagine the fucking like if David and Jade did get back together in the film? You can imagine the story they tell their children about how they met.
So your father burned down my fucking house, but I still love him. So
I love him so much. He'll love me forever.
What did they have named their kid? Like Axelrod?
Maybe Hugh in honor of her father.
Hugh Axelrod. It's like, where'd my name come from?
Oh, it was when I accidentally killed your grandpa. So David somehow gets to Manhattan. I guess he like hitchhiked or maybe he took a bus or a train.
I think he takes a bus.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he does. He takes the Greyhound or something. From Chicago straight to Manhattan, baby. Mm-hmm. And he buys some hot quiche for 60 cents.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that sign?
Yeah.
The hot quiche? What is that supposed to be? I guess quiche? Mm-hmm. Maybe who the fuck's just selling quiche at like a hot dog stand? That's not important. That was just a funny thing I noticed. Mm-hmm. And while David is walking around eating his hot quiche, he spots Hugh and his new wife or girlfriend or whatever.
His new poon. Because it's like, I think it says that like he just keeps finding like random women to
Does
like.
he?
Yeah, because it's like, I think Jay's mom is like, oh, this is like his newest girl.
What?
So it's like implying that he just like keeps finding other women.
Well, I mean, he is a rich veterinarian.
Yeah, it would make sense. And I think she looks younger than him, like by a
definitely.
bit.
She also looked drugged, so maybe she was on horse tranquilizers.
Yeah, she looks so sad.
She did.
When it happens, and she's like, "My money. I mean, my, my lover."
I loved him for so many reasons. But David's walking on the street, and on the other side of the street, he like gets into a crosswalk, and he's like right in the front. And across the street is Hugh and his wife, girlfriend, booty.
Another convenient plot point. They just happen to be
on that same corner in New York, the small city of New York.
Yeah, it's a small town.
Well, they're in one of the boroughs. And Hugh, he didn't have to do that. He didn't have. So Hugh sees him, gets immediately angry. That's justified because he knows what David's there for.
Yeah.
And what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just thinking, that son of a bitch. He should have stayed away.
Back in town.
He looked ready to kill him.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he was. He would have fucking curb stomped him like an American History X.
Yeah, he's a lot taller than him.
But Hugh races out into the street to fucking choke David to death, but gets hit by a car and dies.
Yeah, in a way, it's his fault because he did not.
He could have waited for the light to change.
He could have like angrily like pressed the button for the crosswalk. Yeah.
David just staring there, not blinking.
He's like, maybe I should go. Because I don't think he was like waiting for a bus or anything. He was just there.
He was just walking around town.
Yeah.
He was trying to find Jade's apartment or wherever she lives.
It would have been funny if there was just like a scene that was like, do you know where Jade's apartment is?
He's just asking random people.
He's
or
just
is he
so
asking
crazy at this point. It's like, do you know where Jade is? Jade who? Who the fuck are you?
Chinatown's that way, man.
Do I look Chinese to you?
It's his grandma. Oh god. But yeah, and then Hugh gets hit by a car and dies, and David looks at the body with no remorse.
Yeah, he's not sad.
So he gets hit by the car, the wife screams, everybody like circles around, and the wife like grabs him, and I think she like kind of cradles Hugh's body in her arms, and then David just sits there like looms over her.
Yeah, he's just like looking at him. He's like,
He's basically like right over her shoulder.
Yeah. Then she like asks him for help or something.
Yeah.
She's like, please, you have to help him.
And he just stares at her silently and walks away.
Yeah, he's like,
That's the last thing Hugh ever saw was David looking over his dying body.
With like no emotion in his eyes.
Not blinking. The horse tranquilizers have fallen into the gutter from his pocket. Oh, man.
And that's how the Ninja Turtles, he creates them. All like the chemicals just fall into the gutter.
Oh my god. Endless Love is the original cinematic universe. It has Saved by the Bell and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm pretty sure there's been crossovers with Ninja Turtles too, so...
There's a Batman Ninja Turtles crossover a few years ago, and it was actually pretty good.
So Endless Love is now part of the DC universe.
Oh man, where's Superman to stop that car? Well, I guess he doesn't operate out of Manhattan. Superman was like, oh, fuck no, I'm not going to help David.
That's Spidey's territory, but he's not DC, so he's not there to help.
Wait for the crossover, the Endless Love / DC / Marvel crossover. Oh man, but what happens after that? He just like heads to an apartment.
He just heads straight for like
Jade's home.
Yeah,
and he sees her in the lobby, and he like hides behind a pillar.
Or I think he goes there and he sees her like in the elevator, and I think he goes to like back to
he goes like
Jade's mom.
Yeah,
that's when like I guess she already knew.
She somehow found out.
Yeah,
it's all
like
happening
crying.
on the same day. I guess probably got a call.
Yeah, they probably called from like
the hospital or the ambulance.
It's like, are you this dude's ex-wife? Like, yeah.
He's dead.
He's dead.
I wonder if the new wife called her.
Probably.
She's like, David just killed our husband. Man.
And then I think Keith's there, right?
Yeah, but David, he skedaddles before anyone finds out his presence.
Before the cops show up and question him.
But he makes his way back to his shitty little apartment that he somehow bought himself. That's so fucking weird. He buys himself an apartment in New York.
Yeah,
it's like his base of operation. Maybe he killed a person and just took their apartment. It's like Unbreakable.
Maybe he like stole his parents' money because I think they're pretty wealthy too, right?
Yeah, they're political activists.
Yeah.
Slash lawyers, maybe.
Slash lawyers. So yeah.
Yeah, he has his own shitty apartment. He's walking around in like a fucking white tank top and like looking disheveled.
Is it a wife beater?
It's a wife beater.
It's foreshadowing.
How fucked up is that a t-shirt is called a wife beater?
Why is it called that? I guess it's like
beat your wife with something.
People who wear that they tend to beat their wives.
It's just a simple fact. But Jade shows up at the door. He hears a knock, and it's Jade, his love. And she's wearing makeup and high heels, and she looks slightly, like a few months older. What happens? What did they do?
She just says goodbye. She like tries to say goodbye to him, and for him to like forget about her.
Move on.
Yeah,
it's been 2 years
and
a month.
Yeah, he goes crazy. I thought he was gonna rape her.
Me too.
Yeah,
because Jade tries to leave, and he fucking grabs her and pulls her and tosses her on the bed and holds her down.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Love me."
And she's like, "No, no." I'm like, "Oh no."
And then she's like, "Yes, I do."
Yeah, she like just randomly says yes.
Because let's see, what is it?
Apparently she's been like just trying to hide the fact that
she just immediately reverts back to like her like high school self once David comes back. He ruins her life.
She was so terrified for her life that she just played along.
I want to say that he had such a hold over her that like she got away from that and she was like living her own life, and then right when David comes back,
yeah, she was like, doing well.
Yeah, her life crumbles and she like reverts back to her like 15-year-old self when she was in love with him.
Exactly.
And did you notice that David acts incredibly vulnerable in that scene before he pins her to the bed?
Oh, yeah.
He's acting really nice and totally not manipulative.
Yeah, he's playing the part well.
Uh-huh.
Even though I don't think he tells her that her dad's dead.
Not yet.
Does she know that that's in? I don't.
Does she know that he's dead yet? I don't know. Maybe.
Because she's not crying or anything.
No, I don't think. No, I think Keith tells her later.
Oh, right.
But yeah, and then she says that she blames herself for something. For I guess David like, going insane.
Yeah, because she like never like made an attempt to like contact him. Even
Is
though
that why? I thought she blamed herself for the fire.
I'm sorry, I should have been there to put out the fire that someone for some reason started. No, but yeah, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, because like I think she got the letters eventually. Her mom like gave her the letters, and so she feels bad that she like never tried to.
That's right. Yeah. Where did the mom get the letters? Did David give them to her?
Yeah. He gave them to her.
Yeah. So he was like, "Here, give these to Jade, please."
Yeah. Why did he even get them back?
How did he get them back? Because the parents got them back.
Yeah.
And then the dad gave them to him.
They should not have done that.
No, they shouldn't. Because reading those, that's what made Jade like revert back.
Yeah. Because she felt sorry for like not writing him back.
She pitied him.
Yeah, she pitied him. I don't think they would have even gotten to him because like if they're not allowed to like talk to each other.
No, those letters would have never gotten to Jade if they didn't give them to the parents,
and vice versa. So why feel bad for him?
Yeah. They break down both on the bed, and she confesses her love for him.
And then, of course...
Horrible mistake.
Yeah.
And then what happens? Doesn't Keith... Or no, do they have sex?
Yeah, of course. How is that a question? Of course they have sex.
I don't know why. I forgot what movie we were watching for a second.
Probably more than once.
Oh, man.
Because, like, she's there for a while.
Yeah.
She wakes up in the morning there.
Does she?
Yeah, she's like...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because then they wake up and they're like...
Together.
They're, like, back into their honeymoon phase. She's like, oh, it's going to be so weird to go back home. It's like, wow, you were, like, getting ready to go back to college, like, before you saw him. Now you just, like... You're ready to go back and be, like, a housewife or something.
I have here Jade almost immediately reverts equals sad face. But Keith discovers where Jade went because I guess she like told her mom or whatever, and he shows up at the lobby and like calls his apartment, and David answers, and Keith's like, "Hey David, you up there?" And David's like, "Oh hey Keith, how you doing, man? It's been a long time."
He's so oblivious, even though he had like. Keith had just like almost tried to fight him the day before. It's like, dude, it's obviously he wants to kick your shit.
He's like, "Hey there, brother-in-law. We're gonna get married."
It's like, I just want to talk.
And he's like, "David, could you and Jade please come down to the lobby?" What happens when they get down there?
He like. They talk about how Hugh's dead, and then how
that's right,
because his new mistress puts the pieces together.
Yeah, because she sees David.
Yeah, she didn't realize that it was him, and so she needed to like see him again. Yeah. It's like, oh shit, it was you.
She sees him when David goes over back to Anne's apartment, and she notices him, and David notices that she notices him, like, and he's like, "I gotta go."
I hope that doesn't come back to bite me. And so. Then Keith is like, "Oh, it was you. It was obviously your fault."
Yeah.
Which he's right.
And then he's like, "Did you tell Jade?" And he's like, "Tell Jade what?"
And honestly, the way he's so good at acting, so he should have just like said, "Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know he died."
That wasn't. Yeah. What are you talking about?
She doesn't know what she's talking about.
No, and then like she's like, "David, did you know that my father's dead?"
And he doesn't deny.
Yes. Just not blinking. Staring at her with big watery eyes.
Soulless eyes. I would have killed Keith too.
Ain't your little brother who doesn't talk.
Yeah, I don't.
Anyone to get to you, Jade. I'd do it all for you.
Yeah.
I'd burn your house all over again.
And then Keith tries to kill him.
Yeah, they get into a fight. Yeah, that's very understandable. Not on David's side at all.
No.
And they get into a fight.
And then the cops show up.
Yeah, the cops show up. David gets arrested. Pushes a cop away very, very roughly. That's not going to do you any favors. And he tries to run back to Jade. Yeah. He's screaming her name as the police are ripping him from the apartment lobby.
And she doesn't like make a effort to like try to like explain to the cops. She's just like mortified.
Yeah. Well, who would it be?
No. I'm not blaming her.
He was pretty normal. He was just how she remembered him, all sweet and everything. And then he's like, "Jade!"
Yeah. I'd be freaked out. And then
he just gets arrested, and then we cut to like the funeral for Hugh up at like the cottage where 2 years ago Keith told him that he's not part of the family. And
I don't think they ever fixed it up, huh? Because like
that's right, they were gonna fix it up.
Yeah. David was like, "Oh, it would look good to like wake up next to your daughter. I mean, wake up
next to your sister."
I mean, just like wake up next to the lake and see the nice view.
I'm gonna wake up next to something wet.
Yeah, and that never happens, obviously.
No, that cottage looks like a piece of shit. But Jade and her mom are walking by the lake. And she tells her mom that, like, she'll never love anybody ever again, and nobody will ever love her like David loves her. And her mom's like, yeah,
that's understandable. You're like, what?
What a terrible fucking person. Why couldn't she have died?
She's like, what? You're 17 now? That's mature enough. You're probably smart enough to make your own decisions. Go chase after the
fucking
twice
lunatic.
Convicted felon. Wait for him, honey.
And wait she does.
Yeah. That's the last scene, right? He's like in jail. And
he's in prison.
Yeah.
And he has a pretty fancy cell. He can has the bars on the window and he can see out.
He has a nice view.
Past the moat. That's now frozen and
it turns out it's Guantanamo Bay.
He also did some terrorism, but you didn't see that in the movie. But yeah, is that Jade? Is that still Brooke Shields at the end? It seemed like it was an older woman.
I'm not sure, but
it seemed like he'd been in there like at least a year or so in prison. But Jade still comes by every day or every once in a while and still sees him.
I read a little bit about like the book just to see if it matches the movie, and so I guess my theory is that this movie was supposed to go on a lot longer.
Oh.
Cause like that's a big ass budget that you just told me that there was, but they probably spent it all on the house fire.
Yeah, that was a $16 million budget in 1981.
Yeah, and there weren't any effects, like at all.
Excuse you. Are you forgetting about the high-end over-end flip midair that the stuntman did?
Oh yeah. Turns out someone died.
Half the money of the budget went to paying the fucking family.
Yeah, and so it turns out that the book goes on a lot longer. So like David goes to prison, then he gets out, then he goes back to Jade.
Oh my god.
They get married, and then he goes back to prison.
What? Why?
Yeah, and then so she moves to Europe, understandably.
Get
far away from him.
She's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
And then she gets married to some other dude. I think she has kids.
Oh no.
And then he goes back to like, I think he just becomes like a bum. Because he's back and forth in prison. And then I didn't actually read the book, so I don't know like how the last scene plays out. But I'm guessing he just keeps loving her even though she doesn't. Which, the title of the book is
Endless
very...
Love?
Yeah. I think it would have worked better as a vampire.
Me too.
That would have been a better
The family is
title.
a bunch of vampires, and David becomes an unwittingly good vampire hunter when he burns the house down.
Turns out that's their weakness.
Fire. Are you sure they're vampires?
It's like, actually, were they vampires? Because humans died of fire too. He's like, no, guys, I'm sure.
Don't worry, I went through the burned down ruins and drove a stake through their charred bodies.
To their hearts.
Like, Jesus Christ, David. He's saying this in class. He's
Just
telling Tom
admitting
Cruise
it.
on the PE, on the football field.
He's like, wow, nice. He's just with it.
Oh, man.
What if it turns out that, like, I think his name is Billy, Tom Cruise's
Yeah,
character?
I think so.
It turns out that Billy is the one that made him insane.
Oh, shit.
That would be a nice, like, twist. Like, David was a nice boy when they all met him, but it turns out Billy was a psychopath, just feeding him lies. He's a bad influence in those very short shorts.
Oh, God. They are so short. Look at him.
They cut off his blood circulation to his brain. That's why he acts like that.
Oh, God. He's a never nude. Oh, man. But anyway, the film ends with older Jade walking across the frozen pond to see him. Freeze frame.
And then it plays Endless Love again.
Mm-hmm, for the 800th time.
Yeah, there's like it plays that song like at least 3 times, and then it plays like different versions of that song. One's like
a party club remix.
Yeah, and one's like a suspenseful one.
There's a country version.
And surprisingly, that was the first dubstep version ever of a song.
Oh my gosh,
in
really?
The 80s. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It only plays a little bit.
Yeah, I remember hearing a little bit of it, but it wasn't that long.
Mm-mm. It was when David was beating up on the poor insane kid.
It dropped right before he fucking threw him.
The drop right before the kick.
Oh God. Oh man, but that's the end. That's the end of the film. That's how it ends. David's in prison and Jade is seemingly in a terrible life where she's trapped.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a terrible life to live.
Yeah, it's not a really happy ending.
How long do you think David got sent to prison for? Let's go through David's crimes real quick.
So
arson, 2nd degree arson, breaking and entering.
Yeah, and then breaking his probation.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big one
because he was out of where was the movie?
Chicago.
Yeah,
Chicago.
Yeah, he was out of Chicago.
Yeah. And he left Chicago.
Yep. And then he got into a fight.
Broke his restraining order.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Majorly.
Yeah.
And nobody seemed to care.
No.
Yeah,
like
Anne just welcomes him with open arms.
Yeah, so like,
She
I guess
wants
for...
to
Oh, yeah.
fuck.
It made sense for her. But Keith, knowing he was there, he could have called the police.
Yeah.
He's like, this fucking maniac's stalking my sister again. Please help us. Because he's in the same apartment complex,
Is
right?
he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
They all live in the same apartment, just one floor difference.
So he could have been busted that night.
This is the original Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Another universe that Endless Love is a part of.
Maybe he's the dad, because, like, I don't think that dad ever shows
Oh
up in
my
the show.
God.
Oh my god. So she turns into, what's her face?
I don't
think
know
her
her
name
name.
is Karen in the show.
Fuck, I don't
So-
know.
I don't, it's been a while.
Jade changes her name to Karen so David won't find her.
She cuts her hair really short. She tries her best to, like, not look like her.
Dyes her hair blonde. Oh, man. What other crimes?
Fighting Keith. Because,
Yeah.
like, first it was Keith that, like, charges him, but he, like, kind of turns the fight into his favor conveniently when the cops show up.
And he doesn't stop.
No, he does not stop.
And
when
then
the
he
cops show up.
fucking assaults a police officer.
Mhm.
Not gonna do him any good.
No. There's, like, no way it's, like...
Tries to run away from the cops.
Mhm.
Also not gonna do very good, especially when you're running into a building.
Yeah, how many years would that be? Like, even with his
Let's
parents,
just say a
like,
lifetime.
yeah, at least 10 years.
The judge was like, "You're not getting out, motherfucker."
It's okay, I'll wait for you anyways. Actually, I'll go to prison so I can join you.
Jade, that's not how prisons work.
You're gonna be sent to another
This
one.
is Keith telling her, like trying to get through to her, and then her mom's on the other side, like, "That's a great idea, honey."
No, wait, we'll just break him out.
Ah, that's the sequel.
Endless Love 2.
Hard time.
Hard time.
Oh man. The word hard is just spelled with boners. Oh man. But yeah, that's the movie. That's Endless Love from 1981.
Did you like it?
Yeah, okay, so let's move into afterthoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So, IMDb has this rated as a 4.8 stars out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Rotten Tomatoes has 29%
Oh, Jesus.
with 17 views.
Mm.
Roger Ebert hated this movie.
Is he like a well-known critic? or
Yeah.
just- oh, okay. I was like,
He
is
is
this
like
some
one of
random...
the most well-known critic.
Oh, shit. I'll take his word for it.
Rest in peace, Roger.
Oh.
I knew him on a first name basis.
Oh, okay. Who was it that I knew on a first name basis? I forgot.
The guy who made Wingdings.
Oh yeah.
You forgot his name. You're not a good friend.
Shit. I have a bad memory.
But okay, so here's the rating system for the Cruising Altitude podcast.
Mhm.
Did I say that? The title in the beginning?
Yeah.
I just kept saying Tom Cruise.
We're really excited.
Yeah. I'm just so excited when I see Tom Cruise.
Mhm.
It's gonna be a full 21 teeth. So
I thought you were gonna make like a boat reference.
What?
Cause cruise.
Oh, nah, it's teeth. So, on the logo for the show, there are 21 teeth. So I just did 21.
Mm-hmm.
So, a full 21 is a perfect score, and it's called a full smile.
Mm.
So, out of 21 teeth, what would you give this?
What's half of 21? Like
Like 11?
yeah. I'll give it a good. I'll be nice. I'll be like 14 teeth.
Are you serious?
No, that's too much. 10 teeth.
10 teeth out of 21 teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I give it a 14 teeth out of 21 teeth.
Oh.
I had a good time with this movie.
I would give it more credit since Tom Cruise, our boy,
Yeah.
is the one that like advanced the plot.
Mhm, that was the best part, really,
Yeah,
was when
yeah.
he showed up.
Like without him, it would have just kept dragging on.
God, I couldn't believe when I saw him, because he's wearing like a tank top and he like rips it off and he's all sweaty and like
Yeah,
glistening
yeah.
in the sun.
There was a lot of man-eye candy, surprisingly, for the 80s.
Well, I mean,
Maybe that was... I mean, I haven't seen a lot of 80s movies. Except for Tom Cruise's, of course. But yeah, he like... And they're all high school students too, so it's like kind of awkward.
yeah.
He like walks up like after practice or something, then like takes off his shirt.
and then
He's-
lies down on the ground,
Yeah, yeah.
spread eagle.
Yeah, he's spread eagle. You see his underwear. Not that I looked. I didn't look. It's just framed where you have to see it.
It's crotch up.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And that's when he gives the suggestion to David.
What did you think of the soundtrack?
Very bland. The song is good. It's not bad, but it's just like played too much.
It's very oversaturated.
Like every scene where it's like they're done talking, they just play the song. It's like we don't know what to put here.
It's just what they put in the transitions.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It was Lionel Richie and Diana Ross did that song.
Oh,
apparently.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You know who they are, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, huh? Any more afterthoughts you have? Anything we didn't bring up?
I already talked about the pacing, which I thought was so bad, which is why I think like my guess is that they were gonna like try to match the book well, but they spent all their money, so they're like, all right, we gotta wrap this shit up.
Just put him in prison.
Yeah, exactly. What would you change about the movie?
More Tom Cruise.
I would have made him the lead.
Yeah, and also Billy.
I have to say, it's just him again. David's so crazy. He's talking to himself. Don't you remember when we were kids? We burned those newspapers. You should do that again. It worked so well.
Oh god.
That would have played on like the Unhinged.
Yeah,
more.
Yeah. I would have loved to see this movie like just completely fucking Psycho David, like a horror film, like a suspense, a thriller, psychological shit.
And somehow she still ends up with him. That's the
but
twist.
Is it against her will?
He brainwashes her.
I was gonna say he like gives her some sort of serum that he concocts in the mental asylum. It's just Mentos. It's just Mentos and Pepsi.
You like Pez? Hey Jane, you like Pez?
Oh man. Anything else before we wrap this up?
I'm trying to think.
Oh my gosh, what a fucking.
How do you think about their acting?
Brooke Shields was definitely the best actor in this film. She carried this movie, aside from Tom Cruise, but he was barely in it.
Yeah, the dad was kind of like...
Hugh?
Yeah. He wasn't bad, but it just came off as like forced a lot of times. Same thing with Keith.
Yeah.
Very forced with him. And then the mom, she wasn't bad either, but like...
What'd you think of Richard Kiley?
Who?
As David's
he was the
dad?
Yeah. He was pretty good.
Yeah, he was fine for his role.
Yeah.
What about Martin Hewitt? What'd you think as the role of David? I thought he did a good job because he made me hate David.
He made me hate him.
He did a good job as the villain.
He did a good job.
Yeah, he was a good villain. Protagonist. This is the original anti-hero.
Yeah, that's where the trope comes from. He's like the original Walter White.
Or Punisher.
Yeah, it's like, you think you're gonna root for him at the start, but no, this guy's a psycho.
Everybody thinks comics in the 90s got anti-hero because of characters like Spawn and the Punisher. No, it was actually from David in Endless Love.
Yes.
Okay. So our final segment of the show is what I have termed Tom Cruise news. Not a lot going on in Tom Cruise, his life. There's some gossipy crap about he and Katie Holmes or something. I guess they got split up, but we're not here at the Cruising Altitude podcast. We're not about that gossip. We're about hard facts and information about Tom Cruise and his film career.
Right.
And maybe some stuff about his Scientology, but we're not going to get in that in fear of being sued and killed. So, there were some set photos released, last month.
Oh, nice.
Of Tom Cruise and Miles Teller. Do you know who Miles Teller is?
I've heard of the name.
He was in, I don't know, the most recent one I can think of was, the Fantastic Four remake from 2015. Yeah. He was also in War Dogs with Jonah Hill.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But, they're on the set of Top Gun 2, which we will one day get to, Top Gun. One of my favorite Tom Cruise films.
Is it going to be, a remake or?
It's a sequel, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Miles Teller has a stash. This is what I've learned from the set photos in my experience as a film analyst. Wonder if they can hear that phone in the background. Probably not. Miles Teller has a mustache. There's a cool jet with a sweet little emblem on the side. And it's in the snow.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that.
I think that's coming out in 2020. It got pushed back a year.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so it's going to be a while. He also did a PSA about turning off motion smoothing on your TV with the director of Mission Impossible Fallout.
It's an odd PSA, but...
It's because he cares about the craft of film, like us.
Honestly, I do agree, though. Like, those... Like, I remember...
Like the soap opera effect. That's what motion smoothing is, if the audience, if you're listening, don't really know. Go watch any Mexican soap opera.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I remember, like, going to a friend's house, and they had, like... They were watching Home Alone.
Oh, no.
And it looks so weird. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with your TV? I didn't phrase it like that, but they're like, oh, isn't it cool? I'm like, no. it's like hurting my eyes.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible.
I don't like it. I think it tries to make like in between frames.
Mm-hmm. It smooths it out more so it seems more lifelike.
Yeah. Oh, I actually saw like someone do that with SpongeBob. So like there's programs that kind of have like scripts that do that. So like it takes 2 frames and kind of like
just
merges them and kind of makes an in between. And so someone tried to do that with SpongeBob. It does not look good because traditional animation is only like they hold frames a while, so you're not getting a lot of like resources there. You're not getting much to work with.
No.
Yeah.
And our final Tom Cruise news. I feel like I'm not gonna have a lot next episode. Is I found this just before you came here. Mm-hmm. This is the title. Small Nevada town buzzing with alleged Tom Cruise sightings.
It makes it sound
like he's a Bigfoot or something.
Yeah. They're like, I swear, I saw a Bigfoot.
He was going through my garbage in the backyard.
I heard him in my window. He was trying to convert me to some religion, I think.
And then he ate my pie I had on the seal.
Then he said he was in love with someone. I don't know. He was on my couch, jumping up and down.
I'm in love. Look at this. I have a plaster cast of Tom Cruise's footprint.
It's very big.
Mm-hmm. But the whole article in total, guess how many paragraphs it was?
3.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Nice.
They're very short paragraphs.
They're like, yeah,
not a lot going on. It's in State Line, Nevada. Of course, everybody knows State Line, Nevada. Come on, can you not? Most people go to Vegas. I go to State Line.
That's where the real party's at.
That's where Tom Cruise goes. But I think he was like apparently maybe filming something for Top Gun 2 around there.
Around there.
But this casino gift shop in State Line has an LED sign outside reading, Tom Cruise may or may not be here in a little while.
That's very specific. Maybe he that's his like hub. When he needs to wind down, he just goes to that place.
State Line.
Yeah, I think some celebrities do that. Like John Mayer talked about like after he got a lot of criticism or something for his music, he like went to some remote town to just like live there for a while, as if he were like just secluded, like off the grid, even though people recognize him instantly. That's
what people did for our town, which I'm not gonna name.
Yeah,
like celebrities just come over and fucking get married and drink and. But yeah, those are our 3 Tom Cruise news.
Did you ever get like those like people share those like phony articles where it's like this celebrity's in your town?
Oh yeah, he's like moving to your town.
Wasn't there one? Obvious. Yeah, there was one where it's like I saw a bunch.
There's one about our town a few years ago, and I think it might have been Tom Cruise.
Yeah, there's one with I remember Tom Cruise, and I remember Robert Downey Jr. And oh my god, when you click on those like articles. Obviously, you don't click to share them because obviously, like...
No, it does it for you.
Yeah, and so it's like, oh, yeah, we recently interviewed Robert Downey Jr. saying, oh, yeah, I've always loved name of this town. It's been my favorite place to go to for years.
We have an audio recording of Robert Downey Jr. telling us how much he loves our town.
It's like those like automated robots.
Bits of other words.
Yeah.
I love State Line.
Like those videos where people make like Obama sing different songs. Yeah, I don't see how people fall for them. It's so obvious.
No. But yeah, that's the end of the show. I gotta look up the official Cruising Altitude Twitter so I can link it.
Okay.
We're gonna hopefully try to do this monthly podcast because I think, how many films did I say he has?
44.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't forget. I was just testing
making
you.
sure.
Yeah, that's what we do at the club meetings. We have trivia nights. It's not very fun because everybody knows all the trivia, but
yeah,
it's a good get together. But yeah, we're gonna try and do these monthly. I was thinking about releasing them every 3rd because when did I say he was born? July 3rd is his birthday.
Okay, that works.
Only
Only the true fans will get that reference.
Yeah, exactly. Or anybody that listened to like the first 5 minutes of this podcast or has Google. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the... I should probably stop rustling my notes while I'm doing this outro.
It's ASMR now. That's our last bit.
Yeah.
We just like play really quiet clips of Tom Cruise.
I was going to say we just whisper his quotes.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Go ahead. You should commit arson.
I'm in love.
But yeah, you can find the official Cruising Altitude podcast on Twitter at Cruising Podcast. It'll hopefully be the only one.
Hope no one tries to steal our thunder.
I know, right? You can also find me on Twitter at Smokey's Videos. You can find me on YouTube at Smokey's Videos. That might be where you're listening to this at. Give me a subscribe little thingy. And like this video. It really helps us out, I guess. Is that how YouTube works?
Yeah, it's like...
What kind of fucked up algorithm are they running?
Yeah, it's gotten like really weird. Like,
It's a good thing this video is almost 2 hours because longer videos do better.
Yeah, you always like notice like some channels make it exactly 10 minutes long for that sweet revenue. But not us. We just give you quality content.
Yeah, we do. We give you quality Tom Cruise content. And that's, you can take that to the bank. You want them to follow you anywhere on social media? You got anything to plug?
I guess my Instagram. I just remember the
Your
exact
meme Instagram.
Yeah.
Go follow Saul on his dank Instagram memes.
It is at dio_sama_art.
I think you're gonna have to spell that out.
Yeah, dio_sama_ART.
Yep. And make sure to follow Tom Cruise on Twitter at Tom Cruise.
That's your only followers.
Yeah.
Nice.
The only 2 accounts that I follow
Has
on
he
the Cruising.
tweeted?
Yeah, that's okay. That'll be a good Tom Cruise news.
It's like, what's he up to?
Yeah, what is Tom Cruise tweeting?
Oh, I like that banner.
Last tweet was on December 14th. There's that PSA I told you about. I favorited it. Remember Tom Cruise and the kid from Jerry Maguire? This is them now. Feel old yet?
I thought that was a kid from what movie was I thinking of? But
Stuart Little.
yeah. Is that him?
Maybe.
It looks like him.
Oh, I can't wait to get to Jerry Maguire. That's a good one. Show me the money! But, yeah. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and,
Maybe he is a vampire. Maybe he is the vampire.
well, I mean, he does have a vampire movie.
Yeah, because, like, look at those pictures. Like, that dude looks way older.
There he is. Tom Cruise. What a legend. All right. I'll see y'all next month. We'll see y'all next month for another exciting I probably should have found out what the next film was. Quick, say some stuff while I Google this.
All right, so,
I found it. Join us next month for the 1981 classic Taps.
it has a better score.
It does.
Love, so.
It has a whole 2 stars better than this.
Same year.
Yeah. And I think he has a bigger role in that one.
He was quite busy.
But let's save that for next month.
Yeah.
All right. How should we sign this off? Keep on cruising!
That's good.